last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Domely Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domely.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And y'all just seen the news story. Shorty got locked up after one of her friends was driving the rental, got into an accident, and the rental company didn't want to allow her to get her stuff out of the rental after she left it in there because the rental was already damaged, so they wanted an extra fee. And now she is locked up for yelling in public overseas. Now, the woman that this happened to is the Sassy Trucker. If you do not know who the Sassy Trucker is, she has about 43,000 subscribers on YouTube, about 55,000 subscribers on Instagram, and she posts things like this. So really, her whole play is, hey, I'm a baddie, I got a big fat ass and some big titties, and you know, I drive trucks. It's a male-dominated industry. Half these dudes are on the road all the time. Half these dudes is ultra horny. So if I post my breasts, if I post my booty, if I post myself bent over in the truck, standing up to open the hood of the truck, ass facing the camera, there's no real reason to even stand like that to open the hood. It's no real reason to post or record that. It has nothing to do with trucking. Does not tell the females how to become a trucker. Does not tell the females how to deal with the difficulties of becoming a trucker. Doesn't help anyone do anything, but it gets her clout up, and it gets her status up, and it gets her more subscribers, and it's easy money using her best asset and monetizing herself. Now, she wants to say, oh, I went over to Dubai. I was thinking about becoming Dubai's first female trucker, but she hasn't posted in 4 months. If you pay attention, a lot of these female truckers who be on YouTube, Coco's journey is the same way. They'll stop posting for months. Why do they stop posting for months? Because it's not really about the YouTube. It's not even really about trucking. These women will just be like, oh, I'm thinking about quitting trucking. Then they'll disappear for 4 months. Then they'll come back. They're really monetizing their body. Most of these women have more followers on Instagram than they have followers on their YouTube channel. So it's never really about the trucking. But I digress. That's not really what the video is about. What the video is about how all these women want to travel to these foreign countries, and a lot of the time y'all don't even take the time, y'all don't even do the due diligence to understand where you're traveling to before you go there. And now they're trying to put a passport sisters movement to combat the passport bro movement, and this is going to get even more women in more trouble because you guys fail to realize traveling out of the country as a woman and not having the protection of a masculine man with you is crazy. First of all, going to a country like the UAE is crazy if you don't have a masculine man's protection with you. Just like going to the Caribbean is crazy without a masculine man. Going to South America is crazy without a masculine man. You women have to be smart enough, and this is the first area gym, to realize if I'm going to go on a girls trip or if I'm going to go on a solo trip, then I need to go to a country that's at least Western. I still don't recommend traveling overseas without men, but at least make it a Western country. Why don't you go to Britain? Why don't you go to Paris? All right? Why don't you go to like Hong Kong or something, or Tokyo? Try to go somewhere where you got at least some slither of a right. Right? But nah, y'all want to go to Dubai, y'all want to go to the Caribbeans, y'all want to go to South America. You know, there's even some places in Africa you could go to. You got to be careful there, but y'all don't want to go to those places. Y'all want to go to third world countries where I told you guys before they have very little to no police presence, and if you get in trouble, you're going to be in trouble. I just did the story on a young lady who got jumped by her friends when she was over in Mexico, and they decided not to charge. And people got mad. They're like, oh, that's not fair that these people aren't getting charged. Well, at the end of the day, they killed the woman in Mexico. It was in Mexico's jurisdiction. Mexico got a whole bunch of problems of their own going on. They don't give a damn about American coming over there with bad friends and getting killed. This is what happens. So y'all starting this passport system movement, and y'all don't realize y'all sending women to countries, and a lot of these damn countries, the women have no light. American women are always complaining about the patriarchy. American women are always complaining about misogyny. Most American women who were born after 1980 have no idea what misogyny is. They have no idea what patriarchy is. Because they came when they already had the right to vote. They already had the right to work. They already had the right to drive. They already had the right to own property. So they're coming after the fact. They've never really experienced any real prejudice. They've never experienced any real misogyny or any real patriarchy. Third and fourth wave feminism, which is if you were born after the 1980s, is mostly what you're coming up in, is more about gender identity and identity politics and things like that than it is about straight up not having no rights and straight up being oppressed. So you go to these third world countries and you get a goddamn wake up call because they really don't give a damn a lot of the time. And again, there is no police presence over there. So you call the cops in America, the cops are showing up 5-10 minutes max. You call the cops in the third world country, those cops ain't showing up for like an hour. I've told this story before, but it reflects back to both points that I'm making. Because you guys have to understand other cultures and other customs. When I went to Barbados, when my man first opened a sports bar in Barbados some years ago, I flew out there. I flew out there with my ex to celebrate him opening it and to help him run the mini camp. We host a free mini camp over there, soccer and lacrosse for the kids. Now, when I came over there, he had already rented the car. I gave him the money for the car rental. I gave him the money for the Airbnb. Right? But he was already staying in the Airbnb until he got established. When the lady found out his American friend was coming, she tried to run the price up. When I found out how much she was trying to run the price up, I'm like, yo, this Airbnb, it's not worth that much money. We'll just go stay at your uncle's house. So as he arranged for us to stay at his uncle's house, we go to host the event for the kids. We come back, the whole damn place has been ramshacked. All his stuff is gone. Now, at this time, he had just opened the sports bar. Alright, so he had his PlayStation with him. He had all his clothes, his jewelry, all that. They stole all that. Now, he knew the woman who had the Airbnb, who owned the Airbnb. I told y'all, I think she thought she was robbing me. I think she was mad because when she tried to up the price, I'm like, I'm not paying that. We'll just stay at your uncle's spot. So she's like, I'm going to get my money one way or the other. Failed to realize she was robbing him. I feel like that because when he called her, he said, yo, somebody robbed me. She said, what? Somebody robbed you? He said, yeah, they took all my stuff. She was almost shocked as if, what? We thought we took the American stuff. Now y'all took his stuff. Now, it would take 2 seconds of research to realize that place was not really robbed. Because the keys was at the back door. There was a spare set of keys at the back door. There was no sign of forced entry. This is why I tell people all the time, when you travel overseas, do not book an Airbnb, stay at the resorts. Or if you know the locals, just stay with the locals. We stayed with his uncle the rest of that time, and going forward, I just stay at his place because now he's established by there. But do not book the Airbnb because the Airbnbs most of the time are going to try to scam you. But either way, the cops took the cops an hour and some change just to show the hell up. Cop take a few notes, says he's going to investigate it. There's nothing to investigate. Clearly, the woman who owns the Airbnb set us up to get robbed, because if she hadn't set my mans up to get robbed, there wouldn't be keys in the back door and no sign of forced entry, but all his stuff is gone. But the cop did that because at the end of the day, the cop didn't really give a damn and wasn't really trying to solve the case. Of course, they never called my man's back. They never did no real investigation. He never got his stuff back. All right? He never got his stuff back. When I took my ex over there, you guys got to understand. Every time she spoke, she's used to America where when women speak, people pay them attention. She's not used to, as a woman, speaking to a group of men and a group of men looking past what she's saying. We having conversations. We talking about sports. We talking about music. We talking about a bunch of different stuff. She would try to chime in. They would just look at her and then just ask me what I thought or continue the conversation. I remember her saying before, she's like, dang, all the girls were just sitting there and they were being quiet. They didn't have much to say. And I never once in my life ever felt like I was speaking and I was not being listened to, or I was being overheard, or nobody was really paying me attention. Every time I would speak, a lot of times people didn't speak back. Not every time, but a lot of the times, especially if it was a man. And she's like, I never felt like that before in my life. It was a whole different experience. A lot of times, if she wanted something, or she wanted to get a point across, she had to get it across through me. And she's like, it makes me appreciate America more, having gone through that experience and having seen that it's like that for some women. They just can't really speak. They can't really talk. They're just not really respected on that level when it comes to their opinions about, pop culture or politics or anything like that. She had never experienced that before. I'm saying all that to say, you're going to another country, people talking about something, oh, well, they locked her up just for getting loud with the man. That's crazy. That's crazy, especially when he was trying to scam her. Now people are trying to say it's some damn scam that they do, that you rent a car from them, and when you bring the car back, they lock your stuff in the car, and then if you try to yell at them, they get you locked up. And then they tell you that they'll drop the charges on you if you pay them a certain amount of money. Listen, let me tell you guys something. I've had friends who've gone to Dubai. Several friends who've gone to Dubai. We were supposed to go to Dubai. Me and my boys were supposed to go to Dubai before the pandemic hit. But now we're going to Medellin, Colombia. We never got to make that trip over to Dubai because the pandemic hit right when we were about to make that trip to Dubai. So we reshifted all our trips, and Dubai is in like our second or third list now. We got some other places we want to go to first. So I'm saying all this basically and essentially to say to you guys that when you go overseas, when you go to foreign countries, you have to know the law of the land. When we go to Medellin, Colombia, we already have a tour guide. We already know ain't no woman staying the night at our crib. There's no women staying the night at our crib. All right, we got our tour guide, and we know to stay out of trouble there. The first thing they tell you, even if you've ever taken a cruise, the first thing they tell you is, listen, do not get into it with the locals, because if you get locked up, they're going to take your passport, and we will leave you. Even on a cruise, they tell you this. So we're like, we're not doing into any arguments, getting into any trouble with the locals. We're going to respect the laws and the customs. We're going to stay near our damn resort. All right, we're going to hit the bars, we're going to hit our excursions, we're going to hit the tourist spots. We're not messing around too much in Colombia. All right, like I said, no women coming over, no women are staying the night. We're not messing around like that in Colombia because it's Colombia. See, what y'all want to do is y'all want to go overseas. You think you can argue back. This is not America. This is Dubai. I repeat, this is not America. This is Dubai. You cannot argue back in Dubai, especially as a woman. Let me tell you guys something. If you try to go to the mosque in Dubai, they make your ass wear a hijab and cover yourself from head to toe. You can't even have open-toe shoes on. They make you cover yourself to head to toe. No skin-tight clothing, no open-toe shoes, nothing revealing. Just to go to the mosque over there. Those people are not playing. At the end of the day, over there, men are men, women are women. It's not just Dubai that's like that. There's a lot of other cultures that are like that. And y'all want to go over there and run your mouth as if you're in America, and she messed around and she learned real quick. This ain't much different than Brittany Griner. You really not even supposed to take your vape pens plans over in America. But you want to go over with your vapes and shit to Russia, then you get locked up in Russia and you want people to come and help. They're going to ask on the video, oh, is America going to come help a YouTuber? Why would a who's advertising herself on Instagram to try to find a pay pig, found one in Dubai, couldn't keep her damn mouth shut and got herself locked up? We already made a bad deal and let go a killer arms dealer to get Brittany Griner's big, tall, black ass back, but we only did that because at least Brittany Griner makes money. Why would they do that for a YouTuber? The YouTuber's not the celebrity. Brittany Griner has clout. Brittany Griner has fame. That's why they got Brittany Griner back and made them look good. Doesn't make them look anything to get a YouTuber back, and they might get the YouTuber back, but at the end of the day, they're probably not. They're probably not. Now, do I think she's going to go to jail for this? No, I don't think she's going to go to jail for this. I do think they'll drop the charges. She'll get out. She'll be back to America, but it needs to be a valuable lesson. It needs to be a valuable lesson. You cannot run around shaking your ass all crazy, talking all crazy, just moving all crazy, and overseas like you can in America. Again, this is why I'm saying that the passport sis thing that they're trying to push now, I'm going to talk about that more in another video, but it's going to set a lot of women up for failure because, for one, you're not going to go to these other countries with that American mouth thinking you're going to talk to these other men the way you talk to black men, which you shouldn't even be talking to black men like that. But even King Pro-Black Umar was like, yeah, if you're going to date Africans, you're going to date Caribbeans, you're going to date other men, you're not going to be able to talk like you talk over here. You're not going to be able to go to Dubai, a UAE country, and talk over there like you talk over here. They're not playing that. You can't do that. You got to know where you're at. You got to know how to move. Now, what she should have did, even if they was trying to extort her, which I do not doubt that they're trying to extort her. Again, I don't think it was a whole scheme. People talk about, oh, they have a scheme where they do this. I don't believe that because, again, I know plenty of people who've been to Dubai. I've never heard of such a scheme. But I do not doubt they were trying to extort her. But what she should have did if they were trying to extort her, she should have just paid the money to get her belongings. You big baller anyway, right? You living in Dubai anyway now, right? You making big money now anyway, right? That's what you're saying on your Instagram. That's what you're saying on your YouTube. So boom, pay the little money, get your stuff. Then at the end of the day, call the police and tell the police you felt like you was being extorted. Or just get your money, take the L, and don't deal with that shop no more. But for you to think you're going to go over there and curse those people out, you do not know the law of the land. Women do not have that much power in Dubai. This is the same Dubai where Tiger Booty took her ass over there and never came back. This is the same Dubai where women get caught up all the time. This is doo-doo Dubai. If they doo-dooing on you in Dubai, but if they doodling on women and pissing on women, and you see other IG models of way more stature than you disappearing, with no real investigation into their case, why would you think you could go over there talking crazy? You can't do it. You women got to understand when you go to these foreign countries, you have to be even more careful than you have to be here. Because the same laws that are set up to protect you here do not exist over there. Now, I don't know, again, if she was really cussing this man out or not, but judging by how the sassy trucker talks and what she posts, I wouldn't be surprised she was cussing this man out. Come on, y'all. Let's not act like this is some high, upstanding woman who would never do such a thing. This is the sassy trucker. She calls herself the sassy trucker. Y'all trying to tell me y'all can't see a woman who calls herself the sassy trucker cursing out somebody for not letting her get her stuff? Come on now. Now, again, even in America, if you leave your stuff in the car and then you go back and try to get it, they're going to charge you a fee, let alone if you actually crashed the damn car, so you already know that they mad at you. So at the end of the day, she should have just slipped them that money and got her stuff and then fought it after the case. Or just let it go, take the L, live and learn to fight another day. But you do not do anything that might get you locked up in a foreign country. And you do not argue with men in a foreign country, especially a foreign country that's not a Western country. They're not going to tolerate that mouth over there. But again, y'all think y'all know patriarchy. That's the real patriarchy. That is the real they're not going to tolerate that over there. They're not going to tolerate that over there. You got to know the laws of the land before you go somewhere. Do your investigation. Do your research. Don't want to do these girls trips and look popping and y'all don't even know the law of the land where you're at. Like I said, when I go to Medellin, I am not talking crap to nobody. I'm not getting locked up in Medellin. You're not taking my passport in Medellin. I'm saying Medellin. Medellin. I should say Medellin. Either way, you're not taking my passport. You're not locking me up over there. You're not staying at my place. You're not coming in my place. You're not even about to know where I'm staying. I'm moving in silence, bouncing from resort to bar, bar to resort, hitting my excursions, hitting my boat trips, and we chilling. And again, I'm saying that as a man. So you have to be 5 times, 6 times, 7 times more worried as a woman when you traveling out here. Because you don't know unprotected until your ass go to a UAE country and you think you're about to pop crazy at the lip as a woman about anyone over there. Or you about to move by yourself or be moving all crazy and reckless. You're going to pay the cost. So understand, ladies, you are not an American when you travel. You have to respect the laws, cultures, and traditions of that land. Alright? You guys gotta understand that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I am Alex and I am out. Peace.